Hey crafters, it's me Jen Evers with Quality Crafts and welcome to another Free Play Friday. We are making mini shadow boxes today and I've got a bunch of them on my desk right here in front of me to just show you quick the ones that I've been working on. I'm so addicted to them, like I just want to keep making them. And the fun thing about it is that you can use these as ornaments or as little gifts or as, little desk signs. You could change them out, you can make your own. Super fun idea. I got this from another lady on YouTube who showed how to create this specific shape. And so I'll start with those and then I'll show you the other ones. They're all super simple. So this is like sort of an oval leaf eyeball kind of a shape. I put in just a little picture. I popped dotted that little flower up in the middle. And then I added some flat back trim to the inside. I put some of this lace on the outside, and then I piled up a bunch of pearls right here like they look like they're falling out. Now if you made these real Christmas like, you could put a little hole right here, and you could put a little string and you could hang them from your tree. They'd be really, really cute that way. Here's another one that is that same shape. This one's got some really fun little shiny hearts in there, some little flowers. I'm going to show you how to do these little roses tonight. Super easy. Your backgrounds can be anything you want them to be. This is one of the tiny townies we'll be using shortly in another video. And so she just happened to like fit into this one. I made a circle one because I wanted to do circle and she just happened to totally fit in there. So she's super cute. Then I moved on to something a little bit more like shabby chic sort of, but if you look really close you can see a lot of really interesting gems and beads in there. And then I did the whole outside in a flat back beaded pearl. And this one is just white on the back. You can put stuff on the back too if you want. These could be attached to cards. They could be sitting on somebody's desk, all that kind of stuff. This circle one I made with two little things so that I could set it up because I thought it was really pretty. So it's my star background that I've made. I used it in another video for coloring, and it says nothing is impossible. And so that one stands up on my desk because I put little legs on them. We could add little legs. They're just triangles, and then you score them at 1/4 of an inch and cut the bottom up slightly. Super easy to do. I'll show you how to do that as well. My way of doing it is just eyeballing it, so it's nothing super spectacular. There's different templates. If you look on Google, they can show you where you can cut one out or whatnot, but I needed one that was a little bit smaller for these. So now that I've gone through all that, which I should have stopped a little bit earlier, I'm getting an error that says YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain. Let me know if you guys are having any problem with this stream, so just so that I know. Hello, we've got a lot of highs out here. We've got Debbie Evans, Monica, Sherry, Melanie, Cindy, two Cindys, Brenda Gentry, Debbie Evans. I know there was a couple other. Who'd I miss? Yeah, typically on a Friday night people start coming in a little bit later, so I'm sure there'll be a few more to go. So the first thing you want to do basically is just get out all those backgrounds that you've been creating and pick one that you really love, because that's what we're going to use as our background. Why put the walls up and then try to paint the underside, right? So the inside, if you want a really cool inside like this one and you don't want to have to create it, all you need is just a background piece of paper that you've created, right? Okay, so I do want to do one that looks like this. Put it on maybe a square one or a round one, I'm not quite sure yet. And I definitely want to do one with this one. I think this one turned out really pretty. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to make just the regular one. And I'm just going to cut one of these into a long strip. Now, you'll find out that you don't really need to know a specific measurement. You can make these walls as tall or as thin as you want. These are about 1/2 inch, and that's about how wide I like mine, but you can make them big or small. It doesn't really matter. So in order to do the round one, hi Danielle, welcome. You just put glue on one end. Quick dry glue is a lot better and a lot quicker. It's going to take the stress off of you. You won't have to wait so long for things to sit and dry. So you're going to notice I'm not going to wait for things to sit and dry for very long. I'm just going to keep moving on. That's one of the things that I like about crafting. I don't like to have to sit and wait for stuff to dry in that. So this glue that I'm using right now is the same glue as either the liquid, what do they call it? Glitter glue, or the iCraft bond glue. Strong bond glue. I know Penny jumps in here and helps me with that. I forgot to turn my phone ringers and notifications off, but that's it. You just hold it and then give it a little push so that it doesn't look like an oval, and there you've got your circle. And then all you do is just put glue around the edge, and then you hold it down to wherever you want that to be. Now if you want to do the eye shape like these, you make whatever kind of circle you want, squish it down, and you can use toilet paper tubes to do this. Super easy. Just take one tube, it's already together, you smash it down flat, and then you cut off the pieces that you want. Those are a lot smaller, so if you want to go bigger like I have, you have to kind of make your own strips. But this one's easier because, let me just grab a piece of white here. You can hold this together like that and then put your glue along the whole bottom, and you get both sides at one time. It's a little bit easier, it's a little bit faster, and then you just push on the top and the bottom. Decide where you're going to put it. So if you've got pattern paper or something you want in that eye, and you just set it down and hold it until it dries. Ultra Bond. iCraft Ultra Bond. That's the glue. Thanks, Penny. Oh my gosh. And so this is already basically dried. I mean, it's not dry, but it's holding. It's so dry. And I'm using 110-pound cardstock here, so it's pretty thick. I like the heavier cardstock because then I feel like it's going to hold together really well. I don't have to worry about anything. Now, if you want color around this, then use pattern paper for your wall. If you want it sturdier, glue your pattern paper to your cardstock and then make your strip. Lots of different ways you can do this. Double-sided paper underneath will give you a really nice picture, or paper on the back. So then you don't have to worry about it being ugly on the back or just plain white. You could put felt on the back. You could color the back, put a picture on the back, whatever you want to do. So that's it. That's all it takes to make that one. That's super simple. I'm just going to cut around this one real quick. I'm going to set this aside, and then let's do another one. I totally want to do this one, and I want it to be a circle, and I want it to be black, so I'm going to use one of these. Now, my black cardstock isn't as heavy as my white, but I made a strip, I think it's the 11-inch side. Yeah, I think this is the 11-inch side, because I want it to be pretty big. I want to get quite a bit of that color in there, so I'm going to just go ahead and do the same thing I just said. Put a little bit of glue on there. Put those two edges together. You guys can make these gifts for Christmas and start now, and you won't have to make any gifts when Christmas time rolls around. I hated to make it a Christmas video in the middle of April, but you know, this would totally work for that. It's just, I'm not going to do Christmas today. So you might see this pop up again. But see, now I've got this really great circle. I don't have to try too hard at it. I just have to decide where I want to put this. I want some of that purple and a little bit of everything else that's going through there. You know what, right there. I hate to do it in the middle because I could probably get two of them. So maybe I'll just go bending that little piece where I glued it so it looks more like a circle. You know what? I'm just going to go for it. I like the way that part looks. So, yeah. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along this whole edge. See what I mean by if you do that eyeball one and you can put the two edges together, it goes a lot quicker. But anyway, it's not a big deal. Plop it down where you want it to be. Give it a little squish here and there wherever you want. You know, if it's not laying as a flat circle, look, it's already catching. This glue is awesome. You're going to see, after you put it down, now that I'm moving, it's gonna... Do you see the beads of the glue on the inside and the outside? Don't worry about that. Just get it where you want it to go. And make sure you hold it down. And then what I do is I usually take my fingernail And I go around the outside if I want, and I just get rid of some of that glue. But you're going to cut that off anyway, so I won't worry about it too much. And it should dry clear if you're using this type of glue. On the inside, sometimes I like to run my fingernail across and just get rid of some of it. Especially if you've got a kind of paper underneath that you think it's going to stain. Like sometimes when you put glue and stuff on black, you can see that little mark and you don't want that. So that's, you can take whatever you want to get that stuff off of there. A pin or a tool or whatever. I'm not going to worry too much about that. But I do want this one to have plenty of time to dry. So I think what I'm going to do is set this one aside. I've not done it on this U-pull paper yet, but it seems to be grabbing really well. So let's go ahead and just start decorating this one. Do you see the glue that's on the outside here? There's glue beads on the outside. They are noticeable. The ones on the inside, a little noticeable. So now that this one's probably mostly dry, I'll take my finger in there and just kind of rub it around. Once you get them decorated, you're not going to notice any of that. And the outside, like I said, you're going to cut that off, so it's not a big deal. So I like to cut as close to that as I can. If you want to leave a ridge, or you want to take a pair of shape scissors and leave a little shape around the edge, that'd be super cute. I'm not going to do that on this one, but there's so many different things that you can do with these that I'm probably not going to cover in this video, that when you make yours, I would love for you to add these to the wall on our Facebook page called Quality Crafts community page. Group. It's a group, not a page. And so I'm just cutting all the way around. I have a hard time seeing that close. I need a brighter light in here, but you can also take a sanding tool if you want it to be really sanded, but I mean, if you look at that, you're not going to see too much of an edge at all. You can always go in with a pair of, tiny scissors like this and go in and cut a little bit more off if you need to, but I'm not going to be that picky about it. Now you can paint it, you can color it, you can do whatever you want with it. I'm going to take some of this paper that I have, and like I said, do the inside first before you plop it down, but I'm just showing you this one because of the video from start to finish. So I've got this really cool rice paper by Andy Skinner that I want to show you. I used it in this one as well. So that little chateau piece was torn out of this rice paper pack. This one he calls vintage. You get 2 sheets of each different kind. So you get this really cool wooded, and look at the little pattern on there. That little subtle pattern is so pretty. And then you get the one that's got that piece that I took out in the corner. So there's some other little, Paris and fun little things like that. You get 2 of each. So I'm going to take this piece that I've already cut into. And then there's one other wooden one, and that's this one. A little bit darker of a feel with a little bit more of a white pattern. Gorgeous stuff. Totally love that. Now I'm going to use this to go on the inside. I could go ahead and maybe just trace this, and that would work. I want more of an organic feel though, so Monzi, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I'm happy that you're here. I saw that lady do this, and I hope, I don't know if I remembered to put her name. Usually I do a lot of my editing after the fact, especially if I'm going live. But I did save her link, so I can show you that link where I got this from. So this doesn't look like totally perfect. I'm going to go ahead and tear on that line I just drew and go towards like the inside of the line. That way it's definitely going to fit, and you might have a little bit of a white border, which would be cool. And I'm going to save these little pieces because when you do these, you can put things on here on the outer side. You can decorate it anyhow, anywhere that you like, in any style that you like. Thanks, Lisa. Andy Skinner. We're going to be selling that paper too. We'll be selling that paper in the live sale. So now look at that. Look how close I got to that because I trimmed it. And I've got a little bit on each side. Now I could have sprayed that and colored it. I mean, covered it with glue and then sprayed it, but it might actually stay in there. It's pretty stuck down in there. It's one thing I like about this paper too because of that. It's so thin. And so now if I put glue on here to put some other little doodads in, that glue will probably seep through the rice paper and keep it on there anyway. So let me go ahead and, if you guys were lucky enough to get some of these, we can reorder them. But if you're looking for these, because these are fantastic to put in these. I just love it. These are the Field Notes ephemera. This is the larger size pack, and then there's a smaller size pack that has really tiny stuff in it. But isn't that going to look cool in there? So I'm going to go ahead and just manipulate this with my fingers so that I can pop him up. Plus his wings will be up a little bit, so you get a lot of, I like to do these with a lot of 3D dimension. I think that makes them turn out really cool. So I'm going to do that. Put a little bit on the back of him to pop him up. I might even pop him up like 2 times worth. Is Jamie in the house? I must have missed her. Yeah, I think I missed her. So I'm going to double pop this guy up. So he's really kind of flying out of there. And then we can put in some flowers or some other little doodads to make this really fun. Now, if you want to do one for your loved one or for cheering somebody up in a retirement home or anything like that, you can make the style and the decorations and stuff to fit whatever occasion that you're trying to get it to fit, right? So there we go. I did 2 layers of that foam and I'm going to stick him in there. One thing I do have that helps me is my little pickup, what's it called? My jewel picker. Oh, you know what? This one's for really tiny jewels. It's not going to be sticky enough. Let me grab my other tool. This guy. We have these in the store too. The Quicker Poker Picker Upper. We have these too. So I'm going to stick this on there. I've got glue on, or I've got that tape on the back, which is making it difficult for me. Dun, dun. There we go. Because that's going to be a lot simpler than trying to get all my fingers in there. That looks really good. Right there. How cool is that? Look at that. There we go. How pretty, right? All right. I like to do things as I go, so I don't plan out everything because I like it to be a surprise for me too. And we've got like some little mushrooms. Let's pop the center out of that one. These are so cute, you guys. If you like to do tiny stuff like this, this will be another really great set to get. I probably, you know what, I could even put these on the outside. I could probably pop them up like a 3D, like that's flying behind the mushrooms. That would be cute. We could add some stuff to that too. You guys want to vote yay or nay on the mushrooms? Because I'm going to add some leaves. Got all kinds of stuff in these. There's flowers too. Flowers could go in behind him. Thanks, Debbie Evans. That is cool. Could even put that up the side, couldn't I? That would be a neat little addition. Oh man, I'm kind of watching your chat too. I'm waiting for some people to say whether they think that mushroom's a good idea. Look at, there's so much fun stuff in here, you guys. Look at these. Aren't they cool. I really like the look of this. I'm thinking almost that I maybe want to put something, like just put some leaves wrapping around the edge. Now, if you look, that butterfly has kind of a mint color. So what I did was I sprayed down some papers. I didn't really get that minty color, but I think that would probably be close enough. On the other side, I've got a little bit of a darker color with a darker splatter. Oh, that would even work. So I'm going to cut some leaves out of this. So if you don't have colors that you want, but you have sprays that you like, spray that stuff down and make your own leaves and your own little embellishments to put on things. I should have probably grabbed like a leaf, little leaf cutout or a punch or something, but I'm just going to make these all handmade. Let's make the shape of a leaf. No mushroom. I like the mushroom. Oh boy, we're at odds. So I'm going to go ahead and just fold that in half, and then I'm going to push it together so that it gets bumpy, and then I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Show you how that textures it. See that? Makes it look more like a real leaf. Very cool. And then we can start putting those on the inside with him, and maybe a couple coming out towards the edge. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this one. I'm going to put this one up, coming up the edge. So if I get it to stick on the bottom, then I can put a little bit over the edge. Now when you put things on the edge, same thing as how we put that together, just put a little bit of that quick dry glue on the edge and then hold that there. Okay, so that it gets a little stick. And there you have it. It's coming out like that. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to add a bunch more. I think for some people, this having to, you know, stay indoors and do all this kind of stuff. Although, you know, if you have a yard, you can be outside. I realize that not everyone has a yard, but let me turn down that volume. There's nothing I really... All right. So we've got some of those. We could add flowers to this one too. We could add like really long leaves. I'm gonna make a long leaf here. Oh, I can't wait to see what you guys make. This is gonna be so cool. Flood my wall in the next week with things, all this kind of stuff. And if you don't have some, we've got a sale weekend coming up here tonight for you patrons only, and then tomorrow is our public sale. So if you don't have things that you need and you want to come shop with us, you'll be able to find some of those things that you're looking for. So I'm just shaping this leaf because I want to put it in here. I want this one to like come over the top. I thought I turned off all those notifications. Oh, that's cool. There's one that's coming out. You could put beads in here. All kinds of cool things. I think I do want a few beads with this little guy. I just brought over a box filled with all kinds of goodie things, and then I just picked from that box. I think this would look really cute with some pearls. So I am going to hope to get a couple of pearls that'll stay a little bit more on the top. I'll show you a little closer as I get these in here. And I know that these have, I need a tweezer. I know these have a little hole in them, so I don't want the hole necessarily to be seen. So I'm trying to roll them so that the hole isn't hanging out, because that would be funny. And then this should dry clear, so you probably really won't see any of it. Oops. Silly me. See the beads in there? Isn't that cute? Let's add a few more leaves because I think that we need a few more. Maybe one coming up from the top. Seems like if I make them a little bit longer, I can make things that drape more. Forget to smoosh them together a little bit, give them a little bit of texture. That makes them look really cool. Hey, Christine G. Let's put this one going this way. Make sure if you're doing this, you got a few little things to like, long little, extra little handy finger things like these, you know? So you got a place to put that. I am going to put a little bit on the edge here so that that sticks, but I don't want it to be, I don't want it to stick so that you can't, that it makes a line, you know what I'm saying? I still want it to look like it's just kind of shooting up over that. So cute. And you can add shine and blitz, so you can add glitter, you can add little flowers, roses and stuff. I'm going to try to make a teeny tiny rose with you. So I think this would look really pretty with a flower in it. And since I already have some made with pink, I'm going to do it in pink. So I have this side. I'm going to go ahead and do just one really tiny flower. I don't know how well this will turn out, but because I usually do them like so much bigger than this. But this is the gist of making your own little roses. I have a whole video just dedicated to this. It was like one of the ones I ever first made. And I think it's silent. Can't remember if maybe I put some music to it. I don't remember. But you just cut it in a spiral until you have a little resting place for your flower at the end. And then grab yourself a tweezer, a reverse tweezer, where when you squeeze it opens, and when you let go it holds whatever you have. So that you want to grab on the very end, and you want to twist it, and I'm going to stick my finger on the end so it doesn't come off. And just keep turning. Garage sale tomorrow, yep. Yeah, online sale tomorrow. And if you're a patron of mine, then you get to see what's going on with that tonight, right after this. So once I get to the bottom where I have that little piece left, that's where I put my glue. I put my glue on that piece, and you can also put a little bit of glue on the flower right where all the flower, see where they're all coming up right there? You can see all the layers. Just put some glue in there. Because then what you're going to do is you're going to hold that, get your tweezer off, open up your tweezer, that's the hardest part, without pulling all that flour from the inside, and then let it go a little bit so that it unravels just a little bit. See that? And then grab it from the bottom and the top and squeeze, and let those layers of paper grab hold together on the bottom. Alright, and it feels like they're taking hold. I like to take my fingernail then and pull on some of these edges of these petals. And you can make the circle wonky too, so that the petals look, you know, they're not all straight like this one is. But I like the way those turn out. They turn out like little roses. And I'm going to pop one of those in there. Thinking maybe down here on that. Oh, that's so cute. Let's put it right there. Right here. I can already feel that grasping the paper. This glue is amazing. Look at that. How cute. So cute. You could add some grass too. You know what? Grass might be kind of fun sticking out of there. If you have a 5, I'll do the light side. If you have like a, I'm gonna find my scissors that has the 5 things on it. One of these. This is what I'm talking about. Then you can make grass real easily with these. And if you, because then you can see where you're cutting this. You could cut these in half. And then you can go back in and try to cut them in half again, make them skinnier. It's tricky. But if you cut some off, that makes it even look more like grass, so it's not a big deal. Oh, there we go. Okay. Cool beans. See how that all just kind of pulls it up? And then I could put that underneath here and have that grass sticking out. Now this is reminding me of like an Easter basket. How cute is that? I got too much grass on top of him. Get that grass out of there. I need to get out my credit card again. You know those fake credit cards they give you so you can scrape stuff up? Those things are really useful. So don't toss them out when you get them. I'm gonna put the glue on this side so that it sticks to the wall. And then I'm gonna squish it in there with my tool. And then I can just push on it and make sure that it comes out. That's so cute. Alrighty. So that's just one. I mean, I messed around with that and played around with that for about 20 minutes. So you could do one in 5 minutes. You can do one in, you could take all day to make one, whatever you want to do. I like to not even think about the time and just create them and then go back and then do what Esther says. I don't think Esther is here, but she like to zhuzh things up. I love how she says that. It's so cool. I like to zhuzh them up too. It's awesome. So let's pull out this one. And it seems like that's really going to hold on that Yupo paper. I'm impressed. Let's go ahead and cut this one out. I'm going to save the stuff on the sides because we can make different banners and things with those as well. Or use them for smaller ones or anything like that. Again, as close as I can so it doesn't look messy on the outside. Or you could leave a little border on the outside if that's your style. If you've got glue on the outside, just cut right over the top of it. Cut that glue, that extra glue right off. You don't need to keep that. Now you can make all kinds of circles like this and decorate your whole tree in whatever kind of color you want. That would be really pretty. So check that out. Isn't that cool? Now I just have a plain white side to that one again. The one that I did with double-sided paper here, I had the paper on the inside and then the backing has, you know, that pretty stuff on it. So it's up to you if you want to do the backs. So that is really pretty, isn't it? I have not in my mind decided like what I want to do with this. I'm thinking not pearls. I don't think that looks right. We want something a little bit more vibrant. I do have a butterfly in here that's pretty vibrant. Nope, not quite. Not quite as what I was hoping for. Although I could glitz this one up. Let's see. Let's do some stardust here. It always looks a little different when it's dry than when it's wet. I wish it would keep the shine you see while it's totally wet because it's stunning. So that's with all the glitter on it. Check that out. Well, it's just going to be stubborn. Oh yeah, the under the sea and mermaid. That would be really cool. But isn't that pretty in there now that it's got that extra sheen? So cute. Hey, Tracy. I see a little bit sneaking out the bottom there. I'll make one little extra little cut here. The mermaid one, that one was kind of big. I think I would have had to have like gotten that in there. If you, or remind me if there's another one that I'm not thinking of. I have a mermaid stencil. We have a mermaid background stamp, but that one's, you guys haven't seen that one yet. I could have done that with holographic embossing powder and then it would be dry. That would work too, but I've already put on the stickles, so I'm going to have to let that guy just sit off to the edge and just hang out. But I also have extra of this stuff, so I could do hearts. I could take a strip and suspend it across the top. Oh, that would be pretty. Kind of like this one. So same idea with that. You just make a strip. And this one brings all the colors in. Do you see that? I could put that strip across there. This one I trimmed just a little. That one, I mean, they could be added to cards that maybe you're just going to give by hand, or you maybe want to make a special handmade box to put them in. Things over here are good. I pretty much, our schools are closed indefinitely just because I think they didn't want to have to re-update the website and everybody, so they just said indefinitely like a week ago. So everyone is doing virtual teaching from home. I'm included. I'm helping case managers and stuff for the children who are deaf and hard of hearing, so I'm doing a lot of like interpreting books live, you know, and closed captioning videos, things like that. But we're safe. Nobody in my family is sick, so. But this is really cute. I think what I'll do with this one is I'm going to put the glue. And you know what? I have this part that's where it got put together right here. I'm going to use that, even though that kind of makes that line go wonky. I don't mind. I'm going to use that to put over here so that I can cover that part up a little bit. I'm going to put glue on the edge there and there. That should be about across. And then I'm going to hold it just a little bit so that it will stay. And then I'm going to do some black on here. I think I'm going to put a couple of black hearts across. I think it'll be really cute. Oh. Did I not get enough glue? Maybe I didn't have it in the right place. That's my sister, Jackpot Resale. She said things are good up north. I think I want the little saying a little bit further down like that. Doesn't seem to want to be staying as nice as the other one. I don't know if it's because the back of this paper is a little more slick. But there's ways to get around that too. If you can't get it to stay, you can always tuck it in and put it on the inside and glue it to the paper, and that way it's that rough side to the paper to make it stick a little bit more. I'm going to let this sit because I want to cut these edges off, and then I also want to get, I just thought that I want to do hearts, so I'm going to go grab my heart punch. These will really stand out because they're black on that shiny paper. And I think 3 of them is probably going to be enough. Like maybe the next time we do a crop, we can all like make some of these. This is just not sticking on that side. I don't know why. I'm going to try a little more glue. Oops, I just popped that side off. I may have to let this sit off to the side for a bit. It's being a little feisty. God bless my husband. His sneezes could wake up the world. God bless him again. Alright, I'm going to put my little hearts over there too so I don't forget about them. Now you're probably wondering about the squares. Let me just move this little cutie out of here. Clean up my space a tad. Oh, I'm really getting a mess over here. I'm going to do, let's just do a white one. Can't remember how long this is. I might be able to do, I may have to add some. That's what I'll do. I'll add some on. I'm going to make this strip a little bit longer because if I do a square, even 3, it's going to be 4 times 3, which is going to have to be 12. Oops, 12 inches. And I know neither one of these is 12, so I'm going to lay these down on so that they go flat on my mat as I'm putting this together to make sure that one's not higher than the other, if you know what I'm saying, because otherwise it would end up being really funky. And then if we want a 4x4, let's say we want a 4x4 box, shadow box. Oh, the loose butterflies came in here. These are the Field Notes Ephemera by Tim Holtz. This is the large pack. I think it's $5.49, and then there's another a pack that has even smaller stuff in it, and that is $4.49, I believe. So let's try to do, I have some more backgrounds. Like, I mean, gosh, get out your backgrounds, and the sky is the limit. I have so many different things here that I could use. Somebody said something about mermaid. I've got mermaid scales here. We could do, I think we could do a 4x4 with that one. Oh, so close. It'll just fit. Should we try a 4x4 with that one? I don't even know what I would put in there, but it would be pretty. I've got even more stuff. Let's see what these are. That's pretty. Yeah, let's go with this. So 4x4. Here's the trick to this. You saw me put this together. This is really simple. It's not really tricky. Okay. I need my other, there we go. So we're gonna stick this in our, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Our scoreboard and score at 4 inches here. And then all I do is just bend that, put it in the corner, and do another 4. Bend it at that score, put it back in there in the corner. Okay, that's 1, 2. This is the third, so this one's still going to be 4. Bend that one. And then the last one here is going to be 4 1/4, so we've got a little tab that we can finish our box off with. But I'm also going to score it at 4 and score it there so that I know where to cut it, and then I have a place to bend it. So I'm going to cut it off at the end, and then I'm going to bend this one. And here's what I want to do. I want to make sure that this lines up. So I'm going to put this on the bend on this side, And I'm going to push it all the way to the end, because sometimes they're not perfect and then your square turns out wonky and then you wonder why, because it's never really truly perfect. But that should give you a pretty good estimation if you do it that way, because then you can just fold in that last little piece that you did. Put that on there and fold that piece over. I'm going to just go ahead and fold this down so that I make sure that it's flat. If you do that, then you should have a pretty darn perfect square. I didn't do that with my first one and it kept getting wonky and I'm like, why is it so wonky? Okay, so that's pretty cool. And that's what I'm going to get here. I won't have to cut off much. So it's going to be really close. Look at that. Now, I could go ahead and put this together and get both sides at the same time. So why not? Why not make this a little bit easier on myself? You might find an even easier way to do that. Experiment with it. And then, as you're putting it down, watch your edges. You may have to monkey with your sides a little bit. Okay, and then push it down when it's in the spot that you want. You can always pick it up while it's still wet. Liquor sales have gone up. That wouldn't surprise me. So there, that's what I'm going to end up getting, is most of that in there. Cute, right? Now, before I put that on, I could have laid down my stencil and did my little mermaid and whatnot, but we're just going to wing it today. So I think, you know what, paper to paper, this stuff sticks really well. Really well and really fast, so if you're looking to do them quick. This Yupo paper, I think it finally did stick. Yeah, it feels pretty stuck on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this one off now. It's still a little wet, so I hope I don't wreck it. But this one's big enough that I can even use my big scissors. Let's see. That looks pretty good. You can use this concept for making your own boxes too. Because like now I know this is exactly 4x4. I could make a box. This could be my lid, and I could make a box to go underneath it that's slightly smaller than 4x4, and it would fit over the top of that box. Just make my walls higher than 1/4 of an inch, and then bam, you have a box. So use these ideas to think outside, create a lot of different other things as well. So there's my pretty shadow box. I think this is the largest one I've made so far, right? Because this one's going to fit right in there. Look at that. So you could stack them up. You could put like 4 little ones in here. You could do all kinds of fun things. These could be like dun, 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 dun. Up 54%. Are you talking about liquor stores, Penny? That's up 54%? I mean, I believe that. Oh gosh, we only have like 10 minutes left, you guys. Let me see what I have here. Well, I was looking for my mermaid, but I can't find her right now. And I'm running out of time. But this would look really cute in there. I'm going to make some waves out of this. You know what else would look cool in there is crumpled up, oh I know, crumpled up craft. Do I have some craft? Pretty sure I do. Oh yes. I've got some. So craft paper give it a little spray of water, or, you know, alcohol if that's what you have next to you. Tracy, if you search my videos, I know I have one that's called a stationery set or a stationery something. It holds cards and a pen and all kinds of stuff. It's really cute. So there we go. This would be like the sand is what I'm saying. And then you could just, don't have a straight old edge there. You know what? I'm just going to put a bunch of glue in there. That should work. Put a bunch of glue in there and then scrunch it up on the glue. And the glue should catch it. Especially this kind of glue. Because it's made to... You know what else is another really glue is Turbo Tacky. Aleene's Turbo Tacky. And Scotch. Oh, what is Scotch's? Scotch is a, I don't know, a heavy tack. It's a really good one too. They're all really good. So now I've got some sand there to go with my mermaid stuff. So then I maybe put some sprinkles in there and some little gems and things. Glue down. I think we could put some pearls on this one, so that would look cool. That looks pretty cool. Okay. I actually have sand somewhere, so I would add some more sand too. But right now, and seed beads and all that stuff. Well, I'm just going to put in there what I have right now. Just keep adding them like a shaker card until you're happy with how it looks. I'm looking for that other... Where's that blue stuff? My little baggie of blue. I really thought I had it on my desk. My blue bling. There it is. There it is. Blue bling. And some of these are flat back pearls, so you kind of have to flip them over. But again, if your glue is meant to dry clear, that should not be an issue. The glue is making my box tilty. Here's a good place to get out that little sticky guy. So you can catch all those little rollaways. The other one. And then you can add more like stickles and stuff. Like even, I'm gonna do this one. So all I'm doing is just adding some more shimmer around it. I would take tons and tons of time to do this, but I'm trying to get this one semi-finished before we have to pop off of here. So if you are a patron and you're looking for the patron only sale, don't log back on here. Make sure that you're coming to our private group to find that. So here is a little bit of what washed up on my magical shore. And then I will probably end up putting a stamp of a little mermaid or something in there. Adding some more little white waves coming in here with some tissue paper or something. Probably tissue paper. I think that would make a really nice light wave coming in there. Oh, I'd really like to finish all that stuff with you, but we are out of time. So I do hope that this gave you enough ideas and enough inspiration that you will take this and run with it. I want to see a whole bunch of these flooding the Quality Crafts group on Facebook. So if you're like, well, I don't know where that is, it's linked down below. You can't miss it. The other way you can find it is by going to qualitycrafts.com. That's also linked down below. And find us there, because there'll be a link that says Facebook, and you can find the way to get there. However, if you are brand new, you're going to get 3 questions. Make sure you answer them, because if you don't, we're going to assume you're a bot or assume that you didn't really want to come in, something happened, who knows. We're not going to let you in, because again, our group is commitment and drama free, so we just want to make sure that it's the funnest place you can be, the best place you can be for inspiration, connection, and fun on the internet. So we hope that a lot of you guys will join us there. Now, tonight will be a patron only sale. Tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're having our public sale for that full 4 hours. And we do take potty breaks, so don't worry about that. Definitely check it out. Let a friend know. There's a lot of people that are in their homes now that just want something to do. So even if you're not going to be a purchaser, please come hang out. We've got lots of chat going on in there, and it's just a really good time. So take this idea and run with it. Join me again for another Free Play Friday every Friday at 5. And then don't forget about the 1 in 10 by Jen's every Monday and Wednesday at 5. And I can't wait to see you guys next video.